Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for stopping by for a visit today. I'm so excited to visit with you today, and I want to suggest that you pause the video, grab a drink, grab a project, because I have a lot to say today. Okay, welcome back. Um, I hope you're all settled in and ready for a good visit today. First off, I am drinking something so delicious. It is peach tea, but it didn't come from my box. This is what I'm drinking today. It is a peach tea. I picked this up at Dollar Tree. I used to get these from a little grocery store that wasn't far from our house a couple years ago, but that store closed down, and I haven't had these in a while. I haven't thought to look for them in other stores, but when I was in Dollar Tree, I just happened to see these, and I got 3 of them because I knew that I loved them, and it is so good. This particular can, trying to see how many ounces. This can is 23 ounces. But anyway, it's peach tea. It's a mango green tea, and it does taste really, really good. Someone asked me how many ounces this cup is. I have no idea. When I use the Keurig machine, I do 10 ounces, and it probably comes to about right here. And then I put a little creamer in it. So I don't know. Probably 20 ounce or so. I don't know. Oh, that peach tea is very refreshing. Did something happen on the lighting? I don't know. So anyway, real quick, I want to say the only other place that I am on social media is on Instagram. You can find me at Instagram at llama.mama.kayla. I'm not on Facebook, so on Instagram, I just post whatever. I post crochet, I post life, I post pictures of my dolls, I post calico critter scenes. I just have fun, and it's just whatever. So here is my wrap, what's coming along with it. That dark green, this, it lit fine over that purple. I don't know what the best way to show, because I was actually showing the back side. Okay, so here it is. So what I did was I went on down that row with the double crochets in every stitch, even in the chain 1 space, and then when I got to the end, I turned and did V stitches. And so someone had asked me about how do I keep my sides straight, and someone else wanted me to show the V stitch. So I did a little clip, and I'm going to insert that right here to just show that particular part. This is what I was doing. I have this pen. This works on a touch screen. I was using my crochet hook trying to do it. Okay, now for that clip. I've had 2 questions lately. One is, how do I keep my sides straight? And the second question is, they wanted me to show the V-stitch. So, for one thing, how do I keep these sides straight? So when I get to the end of the row, I did a row of double crochets, 1 in each stitch and 1 in the chain space. So I'm at the end of that. Some people would chain 3 and then turn their work. I'm going to chain 1. And then turn my work. So I only chained 1, and I'm going to do a double crochet back into this very first stitch.
normally I think a lot of people chain 3 and then they go to the second stitch and let that chain 3 count as their first stitch, but that chain 3 can get lost when you get back down to this end, and that's how a lot of ends don't end up straight. With doing a double crochet in that first chain, you definitely you can distinguish that that is a stitch, and you crochet back into that stitch, and it just helps keep this straight right here. Okay, now for the double crochet. I did for the V-stitch, I did a double crochet here in this first one. I'm going to skip 2 stitches, and in the third stitch, I'm going to put a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet back into that same stitch. Okay, and I'm not going to chain. I'm going to skip 2. In the third, I'm going to put a double crochet, chain 1, and in that same stitch, put another double crochet. Okay, and same thing. I'm not going to chain in between the V's. I'm just going to skip 2, and in the third, put a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So that makes a V-stitch, and then when you come back across the top of that, you're actually putting stitches into the little chain 1 space.
I know that dark green was kind of hard to see. It was really hard to see, but that's the color I was working on, and so sorry about that. But anyway, I tried to explain what I was doing so that if anybody wanted to try that stitch, they could. So okay, this is the way my wrap is turning out so far. It's getting long, it's growing. Very happy with the way it is looking. Whoa. So I think a couple more not rows, but a couple more different colors. Definitely by the end of this week, I think I'll be ready to split it and start on the front panels. And I hadn't decided if I'm going to do those at the same time with the same color, or if they're going to be just different colors. I haven't decided yet. I think I might, if I do like down one side, okay, y'all can help me think this through. If I, start on one side and I use the whole little skein of yarn on it, it'll be like a block, because the rows won't be as wide, they'll be shorter. So that would be like probably 4 or 5 rows, I don't know, of that color and then another color. So it wouldn't be as stripy as this, right? So I probably need to work on those sides at the same time, right? Like on this side, do 2 rows, take that same color on this side and do the 2 rows and see if that works out. I don't know if the yarn would last like that. I really don't know. So I'll probably just play with that when I get to that point with the first ball of yarn and see how that works. So we're almost there. Almost there. But I'm excited to see what color is going to come next after this green. So I have my baggie here. A tan. Okay, I had a little cream color here a few rows back. But this is darker than that. This is definitely a more khaki color. This is more of a cream, and then this is khaki. So that's the color I'll be adding in. Not an exciting color, but it's a color. It's a color that's got to go in, I guess. So I'm going to add that on here. So today I wrote down 11 questions that I'm going to try to answer today. So hang on, it's fixing to get real. Let me tie this khaki color on. Uh-oh. Yeah. Well, here we go. I'm gonna put one more knot just because I like to know that it's secure. Okay. All right. Now to get my little crochet strap on that holds my crochet hook for me. Well. Get my hand in there better. All right. And then this strap goes around my wrist to hold it from sliding off the top of my hand. All right. And I'm using a 7mm hook. I did start my original chain with an 8mm, and I did not count that chain. This is a no stress project. No counting. No counting anything. No counting rows. Okay. So I did write down some questions that I thought were great questions. I just went down the list and wrote down any questions that I saw. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I hope it's okay with you guys. This makes it really easy for me to, answer questions, and because I'm not really into typing with these 3 fingers. It would take me all day, and typing's not my hobby. Crocheting is my hobby, so I'm not going to be typing stuff like that. I'm not going to type anything that I don't really have to type. It's just easier to answer questions like this. So let's get started. Okay. Someone asked about what shows I like to watch and what, am I currently watching or something. So I normally prefer mysteries, cop shows, detectives, anything like that. That's my go-to type of shows or movies or something. And I do like action. But yeah, I do like detectives and cops and trying to solve murders or mysteries and things like that. So that's the type of shows I watch. What am I currently watching? I'm currently watching all 9 seasons of When Calls the Heart. It was on Netflix several years back, and I did watch the first few seasons that were on Netflix, and then maybe it got up to like season 5, I'm not sure. But then it disappeared off Netflix, and they didn't put any new seasons out on there. And I didn't know where it went from there. But I currently have been looking for it, and the only place I could find all 9 seasons was on the Hallmark station, but not just the Hallmark station. Like on Philo, you do get the Hallmark channel, but it's not on there, or not all 9 seasons. So to get all 9 seasons, I had to subscribe to the Hallmark streaming thing. Isn't that crazy? We have to subscribe to all these different things to watch certain things. But I had canceled a couple of subscriptions that I had going on, and the Hallmark channel was $5.99 a month, and that was far less than what I had canceled of other stuff. So I decided to go ahead and do it, and I can cancel it anytime. So after I watch all 9 seasons of When Calls the Heart, if I don't find other things on there that I want to watch, I can, cancel it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm watching When Calls the Heart on the Hallmark streaming channel. I don't know. It's a subscription. I'm on season 5 at the moment. Like, I think they're planning Jack and Elizabeth's wedding right now. Okay, the next question is, has Elijah moved all his stuff out of his room? No. Oh my gosh, no. We gave him grace because of Christmas season. He was working really long hours, from open to close at work, and then doing stuff, after the store was closed. He still didn't leave for 2 or 3 hours later, just because he had to make sure things were done. But now Christmas is over, so he needs to get himself out here and start emptying out his room. It would be really great if he would do that soon. We may end up having to put a deadline on him or something. I don't know. I don't know why he doesn't come get his stuff. Like, he's got a room full of furniture and a room full of stuff in there. So he's going to have to get the lid out and get his stuff. Okay. Yeah, somebody asked about the size of my cup. I already said that. Where do I crochet? I crochet in the parlor at my desk. That's where my computer is, and I can, watch any of my streaming channels in there. And it's where Phoebe is. It's where the security screens are. It shows the cameras of anything going on outside, cars going down the road. I know anything. If a car goes down the road, I know about it. So yeah, I crochet in the parlor. Now, the room I'm in right now, this is actually our dining room. This is the dining room. Those shelves back there used to hold all kinds of little whatnots. The shelves themselves, my son built me when he was about 14. Elijah built those probably when he was about 14 or something around there. Yeah, about 14 probably. And then I ended up starting to do my videos in here and amigurumis and different things like that. Got changed out on there, and it is what it is. There's a buffet right here behind me, and I usually change that out. I just haven't felt like doing that lately. I might put that on a goal list of changing that out. I used to change it out to different holidays. Christmas come and went, and I just never found the energy to do that. So it is what it is. But yeah, I crochet in the parlor. Okay, so we live in Louisiana. So someone asked, do we have a problem with alligators? Well, I wouldn't say we have a problem with alligators. We see alligators every now and then, but they're not a nuisance, and we don't really have a problem with them. Like, we're not scared to go outside because there might be an alligator or something. There might be one, but um, it's not a fear that I'm thinking about or anything like that. Now, there's a bayou that runs directly behind my house, like not very far from the back of my house, and there's alligators go through there, but they're content to stay out in the water mostly. No big deal. Um, One day, Big Daddy came home from work, and there was a smallish alligator at the end of the driveway, and he just kind of got up behind it and scared it on down the road. Which the bayou behind our house goes down behind our house and then turns out into the road. So it probably just went down and got in that bayou. um, Sometimes up on the highway, there will be an alligator, like crossing the road or something, and people will stop and try to shoo it on off the road so it doesn't get run over. This is my house. Okay, so I'm in the dining room. The living room is over here, and there's a big window. Behind that is 40 acres of land, and then I don't know how many more acres after that, but then it's the highway. And so that's the highway the alligators will get on and be crossing and stuff. And so that highway takes us all the way to town. Um, at one point, several years ago, Dakota was working at Michael's, and Elijah was working at the pumpkin patch. Michael's is that way, the pumpkin patch is that way. Well, and we were all sharing a car. So Dakota had to be at work at 4 a.m. So I took him to work, and Elijah had to be at work at like 8 or 9. I don't remember. Maybe 9 a.m. or something like that. Maybe 8:30. I don't know. But so I took Dakota to work, and my plans were, okay, I'm going to take him to work, drop him off. I'm going to run home. I'm going to get a couple hours of sleep, get up and take Elijah to work. On my way back home from taking Dakota to work, I'm booking it down the road. I mean, it's 4 a.m. There's no other cars. And I'm just booking it down the road, trying to get home so I can get in the bed and get a couple hours sleep. And I'm driving, and I'm like, what is that? And I don't have great eye vision. And I'm like, what is that? Because I could see something was in the road. And as I was getting to it, I realized it's an alligator. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it was a huge alligator. And so I'm slowing down, but I can't slow down fast enough. So I swerved to try to miss it, but I did get his tail. And when I hit his tail, I swear my car just was, and I felt like I was just bouncing all over the road. And then I stopped, and thankfully I did not run off the road because it was a huge ditch there that I would have went into full of water, which is probably where the alligators were. But anyway, and I was just like, oh my God, I hit an alligator. And I looked back, and the alligator had just totally flipped around and changed directions to where he was going. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I drove real slow past the alligator, turned around, and came back towards him to shine my lights on him. And I did snap a couple pictures of him because I was like, Jody's not going to believe this. Jody's not going to believe this. And so I just went on around him and came on home. And Big Daddy was getting up, getting ready for work. And my heart's just, just a beating. And I'm like, I hit an alligator. And he's like, is the car okay? I'm like, yeah, I think it's okay. And I showed him pictures of the alligator that I hit and everything. But yeah. But they're not really like a problem. That sounds like a problem, don't it? But they're not really. Like most people here, probably in Louisiana, probably have never even seen an alligator, especially if they live in town. Well, we live in the country. We live in the woods, and there's alligators around. So, but it's not like you see alligators every day or anything like that. Just you know, possibly you could see one, but it's not a normal thing. Now, my friend, little Zeke's mom, she was down the other day and we were talking about car flats and stuff. And so she was telling me that when she was in college, her parents had came in and she drove over to Shreveport to pick them up, and they were headed back to Monroe and or to Ruston, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, she had a flat, and so they had to pull over on the side of the interstate, and they had to call for a wrecker to come and tow them to a tire place. And so, where they were pulled off at, there was a little tree area, and maybe a little swampy looking place down, like they were on the side of the road, but you know, then it's just grass and on down a little further. And so she didn't know it at the time, but the whole time they were sitting there, her father was worried about alligators coming out and attacking them. He is from up north, um, a northern state. I don't remember which state it is, but somewhere, you know, not in the south. And so she didn't know that at the time. He didn't tell her that till later. But that's what he was worried about the whole time. If he had told her that, she could have, you know, told him not to worry about that. It wasn't going to happen. But I thought that was funny, and it is funny. He just didn't know. Probably he had heard stories about Louisiana's, you know, we just got alligators running loose everywhere. um, so someone asked, what is my favorite projects and my favorite crochet projects? Well, my favorite projects would be the type of projects that I get to be creative with, such as that gingerbread Candyland scene I did. I just got to be creative and do whatever. Um, those are my favorite type projects, but I think amigurumis would be, you know, that's the kind of projects I like. I like to watch those come alive as I'm working on them. So, yeah, amigurumis probably. Someone asked, let me just chain this and flip my work. Someone asked, what information has the doctors told you to expect from Raynaud's? Well, they didn't tell me to expect to lose all my fingers, because that is very, very rare. It's not like a normal thing for all people with Raynaud's to lose fingers. I am very non-textbook, I guess that's how you would say it, a very rare severe case that does not follow textbook. I'm on all the meds, you know, that you could possibly be on for Raynaud's, and I still have trouble. So they don't really know, because mine is not like other people's. I mean, we hope that I don't lose any more fingers. So they don't really tell me what to expect, because they have no idea what's going to happen with me. I am a very rare case, unfortunately. My I might have mentioned this before. My regular doctor, who I've been with like nearly 20 years, I don't know, I've been with him a long time. He introduced me one day to a student doctor as, "This is Miss Miller, the bane of my medical practice." And so we had a good laugh over that. And then at the end of that visit, I thanked him and said, "Even though I'm the bane of your medical practice." And then another day, I had to send him a letter um, via my chart, and I signed it Kayla Miller, aka the bane of your medical practice. So that's a little joke, but yeah, I'm just not textbook material. So they don't know. They don't know. And I've visited, and my doctors have consulted other doctors in other states, and I'm just a rare case, unfortunately. Not something you want to be known for, being a rare medical case like that and being so severe. But it is what it is. Okay, what is an amigurumi? Well, thank you for asking. This is an amigurumi that I made a while back. It is a squirrel. Um, I love him. We named him, Big Daddy named him Ziggy. So an amigurumi is a small, usually smaller than this, um, animal or person or creature or anything like that. It's a small project. I don't know what you call it. Usually, I have to be very careful with the crochet straps touching yarn. Usually, they're made with small hooks and very tight stitches, and they're usually like little small pieces. Now, I break the amigurumi rules. I use a bigger hook, and like this one probably called for like a size 1 point something millimeter, and I used a 4. So, yeah. But amigurumi is things like that, little dolls, people, animals, that kind of thing. And I do enjoy making those because as you're making all the parts and putting it together, it just comes to life and starts to create a little personality of its own, if you will. Okay, somebody I mentioned that I used to read all the time, but now that my eyes have gotten bad, I don't, read. Someone asked have I tried, well, several people mentioned audiobooks. I've tried that, going on YouTube and looking up a book and listening to that. I get so sleepy. Like, I can't crochet and listen to an audiobook. I end up having to go lay down and take a nap because I get so sleepy. I can't hold my eyes open. So that doesn't work for me, unfortunately. The next question is, they asked, do I know the Robertsons personally? Okay, so the Robertsons would be the Duck Dynasty family. No, I do not know them personally. I know where they live. I know we pass by the Duck Dynasty warehouse a lot. I guess I could go over there and take some video. It's not that exciting. Maybe if you go inside, but I don't think they let you take photos or video on the inside because they want people to sign up and do tours and stuff. So I don't think you can do that on the inside. But now a few years back, my sons and I did flea market booths, and we had a flea market. We had booths in several different flea markets, but Miss Kay, she loves to go to flea markets, and she would come in and shop the flea market booths and stuff. And my booth had lots of things for children, books, toys, and she would come and buy books from my booth, and her grandkids would just grab up all the toys, as you can imagine. And so she would come in and we would, if I was there, which I wasn't at the booth all the time, if I just happened to be there stocking my booth or something, we would chit chat, just say hi and ask her how she was doing. And she would tell me that she loves the books from my booth, stuff like that. But we don't know each other personally, just that's all. Now, her little granddaughter, Mia, at one point, her mom and dad, Missy and Jace, put out a Christmas CD, and there was a song on there that Mia sang. And I did tell her one day that, she had a lovely voice, that her song was really nice, and I enjoyed it. But we see them out and about around town, but, we don't bother them or anything like that. I don't think anybody in town really bothers them. Probably people from out of town might, but they're just normal people. I know where they came from. A lot of my friends go to church with them, but and it's a very big church, and that church has to have security and stuff like that because of they go there, because a lot of people come from out of town and kind of demand things from them or whatever. But at one point there was a restaurant, a Duck Dynasty restaurant. It was Willie's. We did eat there once or twice. It wasn't anything that special, but bus loads of people would drive up, like they would come here to tour the Duck Commander place and go eat there. And so bus loads of people would get out. A bus would drive up, loads of people would get out and come in and eat in the restaurant. And then at one point downtown, Miss Kay had a little place that was kind of like just desserts and maybe some light lunch type stuff, not, like dine out meals. But that's now changed to something else. It didn't stay too long. But yeah, they're around town. I don't know them personally. Like, I don't call them up for anything. But I don't know. When we see them, we just, if we're walking past them, say hi, keep going or something, And it's not anything I would do for anyone else that I passed in an aisle of Walmart, Someone asked about Dollar Tree yarn, because yesterday I was saying there was not a yarn that I don't like. So someone asked, do I like Dollar Tree yarn? Yes, I've used that plenty of times. When I'm in Dollar Tree, if I see like some colors that I don't have, I'll pick some up. But lately my Dollar Tree hasn't had a good selection of yarn. But I've used the Dollar Tree yarn because that is this premier yarn. So anyway, yeah, I use Dollar Tree yarn. Well, that is the 11 questions plus more than you probably wanted to know. So I better let you guys get going because this is going to be a long video already. But I'll be back. I'll be back with more videos, and I hope you will join me. I hope you all have a great day. Remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet, my friends.